Hello children. In the previous video, children, we have started with sound and continuing with the same. Today, I'll be telling you certain extra facts about sound, right? So, now let us come to audible and inaudible sound, right? Yesterday I told you what is sound and then how sound is produced. Now let us come to how sound is produced, how sound travels. Now I'll be telling you what are audible and inaudible sounds. Audible sounds are which we can hear, right? And which we cannot hear. Now there are three ranges of sound. One is sonic, and then is infrasonic, and then is ultrasonic. Okay, we are only able to hear the sonic vibrations, right? And how are these sonic vibrations judged? They are judged by their frequencies. So we can hear only sonic vibrations, and sonic vibrations are 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. Less than that are infrasonic, and greater than that are ultrasonic. The humans cannot hear the infrasonic vibrations also and the ultrasonic vibrations also. You have certain examples of a few animals like bats can hear ultrasonic vibrations, dolphins can hear, dogs can hear infrasonic vibrations. You know, dogs are so sensitive, they can hear a meager sound also. So there are certain animals who can hear these vibrations, but we cannot hear. That is why they are named as audible and inaudible. Okay. Then comes the sound requires a medium to travel. Sound requires a medium to travel. Medium means the medium can be solid, liquid, or gases. So it needs a medium to travel. And this can be proved with the help of experiment. We place a bell inside a sealed jar, right? And first, when we ring the bell from outside, it is by battery and the switch is here. We ring the bell from outside. You can hear the sound of the bell outside also. But through a vacuum pump, when air is sucked out, okay, through a vacuum pump, when air is sucked out, what happens? Vacuum is created inside. Now there is no air, it is empty. Now when you ring the bell, you will not be able to hear any sound outside. Why? Because sound needs a medium to travel, and here the medium acting was air, right? And when you use the vacuum pump, this air was sucked out, and now there was no medium through which sound could travel. Clear? So this is how sound can travel, and if there is vacuum, sound won't travel and reach you. Then you have one example of how sound travels through solids also. If you keep your ear over the railway track, you must have heard the whistle of the the whistle of the train may not be reaching you, but if you keep your ear over the track, the rustling of the sound of the train would reach you, because sound travels faster in the solids, then in the liquids, and then in the air. It is greatest, the speed of sound is greatest in the solids, then in the liquids, and then in air. Then we come to, children, reflection of sound. Okay, reflection, you must have heard or studied reflection in case of light. Okay, we have reflection in case of sound also, that if sound vibrations are going and striking any surface, they return back, and that is called as reflection of sound, and they obey the laws of reflection, that these angles are equal, and this reflected sound is called as an echo. You must have heard about echoes. Goonj in Hindi we call it. So it is because of reflection of sound, that is, sound is going and striking and is coming back. Now for echo, for this reflection to take place, first of all, there should be a certain distance, the certain and minimum distance between the source and the reflecting surface, and that is 17 meters. There should be a certain distance between the source producing the sound and the reflecting medium, and that is 17 meter. Then the second most important thing is there should be no sound absorbing material there, right? You must have heard, if you go, you speak in a room where there is no furniture, it is empty, a big hall, your sound will echo. But if everything is there, curtains are there, you are there in a big theaters, they are so huge, but sound doesn't echo, it does not reflect back. It is because they use the sound absorbing materials. And what are the sound absorbing materials? They are carpets, they are curtains, the wooden panels which are used on the walls. So certain things, they are sound absorbing materials, and these sound absorbing materials do not allow, they absorb the sound vibrations and they do not allow the sound to reflect back and produce an echo. So this bouncing back of light in the same medium, that is known as reflection of sound, and it creates an echo. And I told you what is the minimum distance between the sound producing object and the reflecting surface. It is 17 meter. Now if you don't want the thing which I said in the theaters, if you don't want the sound to reflect back, if you don't want the sound to reflect back, uh, if you don't want the sound to reflect back, uh, we use sound absorbing materials, right? We use sound absorbing materials, and these sound absorbing materials, I told you, it is carpet, it is curtains, it is wooden panels. Such sound absorbing materials can be produced. Then we have how is sound produced by humans. When I introduced the chapter to you, there only I told you that how sound is produced by the humans. It is the, I told you, they are produced by the vocal cord, the larynx, they vibrate and produce sound, and then the nearby medium, it vibrates and reaches the other ear. Now after that, we'll study about musical sound and noise. We will study about musical sound and noise. What is the difference between musical sound and noise? Regular vibrations produce musical sound, and irregular vibrations produce, these are regular vibrations and these are irregular vibrations. Noise is produced by irregular vibrations and music is produced by regular vibrations. This is the difference between, you must have studied about in music, sa re ga ma pa dha. So it is a regular note and that produces music, and if it is irregular, it is noise. We have certain instruments also which produce music. They are stringed instruments, percussion instruments, and we also have wind instruments. Now what are these string instruments? You have guitar, you have sitar, which uses the string to produce vibrations. Percussion instrument, you have tabla, you have dholak, which have a flap which vibrates. They are percussion instruments. Then you have wind instrument, you have shehnai, you have bansuri. They are known as wind instruments, where the air blown into the instrument that vibrates and produces musical notes. Okay. Now noise pollution. What is noise pollution? Sound which is unpleasant to our ears. What produces noise pollution? Sound which is unpleasant to our ear, and that is greater than certain decibels. Sound is produced in decibels. So that is greater than certain measure of sound, that is decibels, and it is unpleasant to our ear. That is, it exceeds a certain limit. Decibels is the unit of measuring sound. It is the unit of measuring sound. So it exceeds a certain limit of decibels and produces noise, and it is unpleasant to our ear. To reduce noise pollution, what should we do? Road traffic should be maintained. We should not unnecessarily blow the horn on the road. Neighborhood and domestic noises can be produced. The neighborhood people, they may just use this audios at a very high sound, so that may produce noise pollution. Noises from the industries also, and there are harmful effects of the noise pollution. The noise pollution created may harm your ear. They may, some people have high BP, and continuous prolonged exposure to noise can cause the disturbance in the blood pressure also. To control noise pollution, how to control noise pollution? Noise pollution can be controlled by certain methods. We should avoid using this audios and all these things at a very unnecessarily blowing on horn and on the road should be avoided. Using the music at a very high note should be avoided. So these certain things must be avoided to avoid noise pollution, right? Thank you, children.